Good evening. Welcome to the Mind of STEM channel, where you get your daily dose of science, technology, engineering, and math. I'm your host, Leon Jones. And in this segment, I'm going to talk about supply chain engineering. So, the title of this evening's video is What is supply chain engineering? Now, if you watched my earlier video that I did on industrial engineering, you will find that supply chain management, supply chain engineering are basically sub-disciplines of industrial engineering. You can include logistics with that. In fact, here in the state of Indiana, it's become a hub for logistics, especially with FedEx. So, when we define supply chain engineering, it's basically a discipline that concerns the planning, design, and operation of supply chains. Some of its main areas include logistics, production, and pricing. It involves various areas in mathematical modeling, such as operations research, machine learning, and optimization, which are usually implemented using software and, of course, spreadsheets. Now, supply chain engineering draws heavily from and it overlaps with other engineering disciplines, such as one that I just mentioned, industrial engineering, manufacturing engineering, systems engineering, and information engineering. In fact, manufacturing engineering, systems engineering, and information engineering are also sub branches of industrial engineering. You can also include software engineering. Now, although it has the same goals as supply chain management, supply chain engineering is focused on a mathematical model, whereas supply chain management is management. Again, supply chain engineering is focused on a mathematical model based approach. Again, whereas supply chain management is focused more on traditional management and business based one. Now, when we talked about industrial engineering, one must understand that industrial engineering includes business and engineering, utilizes people, information, resources. Now, supply chain engineering can be considered to include supply chain optimization, although the latter could also be done using more qualitative managed-based approaches, which is less of a focus in supply chain engineering. Now, when it comes to a system, industrial engineering deals with the whole system. So, supply chain engineering is applied to all parts of supply chains. That includes authentication and tracking, such as or via RFID technology, financing, forecasting, particularly for demand, locating facilities, logistics for both goods and people, which when we deal with logistics, we also have to deal with transportation, warehousing, and inventory management, pricing, production, and manufacturing. Now, supply chain engineering uses a wide variety of mathematical techniques such as control theory, particularly optimal control, optimization, forecasting, time series analysis, machine learning and artificial intelligence, operations research, flow network analysis, inventory management, routing. We can also look at finance. Now, again, when I talked about industrial engineering, we deal with the whole system. Well, the applications of supply engineering are the system of a supply chain, which deals with logistics, people, getting goods from one destination to another. When I talked about information management, engineering management, there's a commonality. They're all under industrial engineering. Now, again, when we talk about supply chain engineering, the difference between supply chain engineering and supply chain management, engineering also deals with a mathematical model because you need mathematics to solve complex problems. When you deal with management, it's business. Management is basically getting a task completed to meet the goals and objectives of an organization. So supply chain management deals with traditional management. Again, I know I infused supply chain engineering with industrial engineering because supply chain engineering is a sub-discipline of industrial engineering. And when we deal with industrial engineering, you utilize optimization, statistical process control. And when we talk about statistical process control, we utilize statistics, production, manufacturing. Again, we're talking about supply chain engineering, but if we were talking about transportation engineering, we would be dealing with a subset of civil engineering. And I'm going to talk about civil engineering later on. Now, if you're really interested in industrial engineering, the best place to go here in Indiana is Purdue University. Now, if you can't get into the industrial engineering program, there is industrial engineering technology. Both overlap. Again, the difference between engineering and technology, engineering has a lot more rigorous math, whereas technology is more hands-on. But either way, there's an overlap. You're going to deal with basically the same information. Now, when we talk about supply chain engineering, we're dealing with logistics. We're dealing with warehousing. We're dealing with inventory. So once again, supply chain engineering is the engineering discipline that concerns the planning, design, and operation of supply chains. And that concludes this topic of supply chain engineering. If you want to see me make more videos, please like the videos, please comment, share, and subscribe. And if you're looking for some political content, check out the 401 Talk Zone radio show on YouTube. And if you want to get in depth with more content, check out the 401 Talk Zone radio show on Blog Talk Radio. Now, if you can't find me on YouTube and Blog Talk Radio, check me out on Twitter. Also, you can donate. I have a Venmo, PayPal, and Cash App. I don't ask for donations, but donations do help keep the channel running because what I'm doing is giving you information that is educational, because when we talk about STEM, we deal with science, technology, engineering, and math. And on this channel, I give you a daily dose of science, technology, engineering, and math. And you're not going to have too many channels that research the information on the topics like I do. But once again, thank you for viewing this video on supply chain engineering. Till next time, My name is Leon Jones. Please have a wonderful and gracious night.